What up, Bugles? I want to welcome you to this video. Today is a time for absolute classic, and I'm talking about nothing less than the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 6. The cover price is 100 USD and it has 972 pages. The latest addition to the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus line collects issues 181 through 205 of the main series, along with several annual issues and few stories from the popular What If series. I own the standard cover illustrated by Keith Pollard, which features a stunning and dynamic image of Spider-Man leaping across the rooftops of New York City. The dark market cover, which sold out in a flash during the pre-order period, showcases Spidey locked in an action-packed battle with Doc Ock. This cover is also the work of Keith Pollard. The back cover design follows the classic omnibus format, displaying thumbnail images of the issue's cover included inside, along with a textual listing of the content as the bottom. The spine is very minimalist, featuring the Marvel Omnibus logo at the top, the book's title and the names of the creators in the center, and a small Spider-Man illustration at the bottom. The boards continue the traditional classic design, completely black, with the book's title on the front and the large Spider-Man logo on the back. Separating them is a spine design identical to the one on the dust jacket. Sometimes simplicity is the ultimate beauty, and his boards are a perfect example of that. The opening pages of the omnibus feature some gorgeous Spider-Man artwork, followed by a double-page credit spread listing all the creators who contribute to the comics with him. Next comes the table of contents, which includes page numbers for each chapter, a feature that Marvel should adapt more consistently in the modern omnibuses, not just in these classic collections. After that, we get an introduction from the legendary Mark Wolfman, and then we dive straight into Spider-Man's adventures. An interesting fact about this omnibus is that it fills the gap between the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 5 and the Spider-Man by Roger Stan Omnibus. This means that collectors and fans can finally have Spider-Man's adventures in omnibus format from his very first appearance in Amazing Fantasy issue 15 all the way through Roger Stern's run. And this doesn't just apply to the Amazing Spider-Man series. It also includes Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, which received its first omnibus at the end of 2022. What makes the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 6 even more special is that it collects material from the same era as the early issues of Spectacular Spider-Man, placing this book at a unique crossroads in Spider-Man publishing history. This period in Spider-Man's history is often overlooked in favor of the more well-known runs from the Silver and Modern Ages, but it contains some truly defining moments for Peter Parker. Featuring contributions from legendary creators like Fantastic Mark Wolfman, Ross Andrew, Keith Pollard, or legendary Sal Buscema, these stories showcase the development of Spider-Man as a character while reinforcing the unique struggles that make him one of the most relatable superheroes in comic history. Mark Wolfman took over as the primary writer of Amazing Spider-Man in issue 182, bringing a fresh perspective to the character. Wolfman's approach emphasized Peter Parker's ongoing emotional struggles, particularly regarding his relationships, especially with J. Jonah Jameson. His vendetta against Spider-Man reached new levels of obsession. Jameson had always been a thorn in Peter's side, but Wolfman played up his paranoia and aggression, pushing the character into a more extreme version of himself. The introduction of Marla Madison as a romantic interest for Jameson also provided a new dynamic to his character. A highlight of this collection is the introduction of by fans beloved Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat. Created by Mark Wolfman and Keith Pollard, Black Cat instantly became one of the most intriguing additions to Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery. Unlike other villains, Black Cat's motivation weren't purely evil. As a thief with a complex moral code and an attraction to Spider-Man, she blurred the line between love interest and adversary. This interaction set up years of tension between these two, as Peter found himself drawn to Felicia despite knowing she operated outside the law. Issue 200 was a landmark moment in Spider-Man's history. This anniversary issue featured the return of one of Spider-Man's most iconic villains, Mysterio. Having been presumed dead, Quentin Beck came back to torment Peter in a psychological battle that forced Spider-Man to confront his own doubts and fears. What makes this issue stand out is the way it encapsulates everything that makes Spider-Man a great character. Rather than relying solely on brute force, Peter's intelligence and resilience allow him to overcome Mysterio's illusions. I absolutely love how story also revisits Uncle Ben's murder, reinforcing Peter's original motivation to become Spider-Man. We'll also see the return of another surprising character from Spidey's past, but I won't spoil anything more. I'm sure you will want to fully enjoy the surprise when you read the story yourself. As for the artwork, it is handled by Ross Andrew and Keith Pollard, with a contribution from Sal Buscema, who illustrated the Peter Parker The Spectacular Spider-Man series, whose annual issue is included in this book. Ross Andrew had already established himself as one of the best Spider-Man artists with his fluid action sequences and expressive character work. His ability to depict movement was essential in making Spider-Man's acrobatics feel dynamic. Keith Pollard, on the other hand, brought a cleaner, more polished look to the series, helping transition Spider-Man's visuals into the 1980s. While their styles are different, all these artists excelled at making New York City feel alive. Their work contributes to the grounded, urban atmosphere that separates Spider-Man from other superheroes. Omnibus also includes a few what-if stories. First one explores what would have happened if Spider-Man has joined the Fantastic Four. This story takes an interesting look at how Peter Parker's life might have changed had he found a different team to separate him from the beginning. Next story asks what would have happened if someone else had been bitten by the radioactive spider instead of Peter. This issue showcases the importance of Peter's unique morality and how Spider-Man's legacy is tied directly to his personal experiences. And last edition envisions an alternate reality where Spider-Man had stopped the burglar before he killed Uncle Ben. This issue delivers an emotionally complex story showing that Peter Parker's tragedy ultimately shaped him into the hero he needed to become. The inclusion of what-if issues adds an interesting layer to this collection and reinforces why Peter Parker is the one and only Spider-Man. The Omnibus also includes a truly rich section of bonus materials. Perhaps the most interesting part is the content from full magazines featuring detailed articles and insights from and about Stan Lee, full of fascinating tidbits. You will find his impressions from a trip to Japan and many other intriguing stories. Additionally, the extras include vintage advertisements from what-if issues, material from Marvel calendars, and pages filled with cover sketches, character designs, and drafts, and a selection of several covers to round it all out. And that's all. The Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 6, with its fantastic storytelling, emotional depth, and one of the best character development in Peter's history, offers a fantastic experience for both longtime fans and new readers alike. If the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 6 gets your attention, you can order your own copy in our e-shop, comicsbugle.com. Your friendly neighborhood comic book shop in Europe. Accept a great catalog of collected, deluxe, and absolute editions, epic collections, and omnibuses. We guaranteed you eco-friendly Hulkproof packaging, free shipping in whole EU, and option to pre-order your comic book now and pay for it later. You can also split full price to 4 separate payments because we know how expensive these books can be. So check it out, comicsbugle.com. You can find direct links below this video. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out any further videos. In our comment section, let us know what other books or topics would you like to see in our videos. And see ya, Bugles!